All right, this is the last video in this section where I am just really trying to convince you as much as possible to build an email list no matter what. And really it comes down to I have talked to thousands of online entrepreneurs. Many of them, most of them were actually selling on Amazon. They were Amazon FBA entrepreneurs. I have coached hundreds and hundreds of Amazon FBA entrepreneurs as well, and dropshipping and any e-commerce model that you can imagine. And the biggest issue and problem that I heard from them is once they were able to, let's just say, get a product to market, so get a product to actually be on Amazon, like any of these products are, once they were able to actually get here, the problem became getting people to buy their product. Because what happened is most people operate their business in my opinion, backwards. And my model, I would say, is probably backwards to what most other people's model is. And that is most people go and think of a product idea or think of something that they want to go put into the market or a sell, or, hey, I want to start a pizza shop, right? So I'm just going to go get some space and get an oven, and then people will just show up to my shop, right? That's the idea. Is I'm going to go spend a bunch of money. I'm going to go get everything together. And then because I'll be in this physical location, people will come to me. Or what people do with Amazon is because I will be physically listed and my product will be on Amazon, people will be able to find it. That's not the case. Or because I'll be on the internet, people will be able to find it. That's definitely not the case. What is the case is you have to bring traffic and bring sales. And this is why obviously you need to build an email list, because you have to realize that people are buying the product, right? You can't do anything if you're not talking to a person, because the person is going to give you money for the product, whatever it is, your service, your product, no matter what you're trying to sell them, it's a person. So people are your email list, and it's super annoying. But when you have tried to sell a product on Amazon, which I know so many that have, and then they get there and then they're like, wow, what do I do now? I got to run ads. If they built buzz, like many of my students have and have been incredibly successful, building buzz while the product is being produced and building an email list, then as soon as you're live on the internet for selling your product or your service, if you have a list of people, then you can just hit a button and send them a message and say, hey, I'm live. You can go buy from me now. And if you've been doing a good job in kind of like nurturing them and just kind of building up the overall buzz about your brand, your products, whatever it is you're trying to do to help people, then that's the whole key of being able to really properly launch, is to have people to actually sell to when you launch. And that's what an email list is this people you can sell to. So all of these products, if you're trying to sell online, if you had a list of people that were interested in stainless steel straws, these look like glass straws. They're not stainless steel. That's interesting. But if you had a email list of people interested in kitchen related stuff or something like that, then you could easily let people know, hey, we just launched our new product on Amazon. Go check it out here, right? Otherwise, you got to run a ton of ads, and most likely those ads aren't going to be super effective because people aren't really caring about these types of products too much. So building a relationship with a list as big as possible, full of human beings that are interested in the category of your product or service that you're trying to sell, is the easiest and most effective way for you to have a business. It doesn't require any overhead except for whatever you need to do to fulfill and provide that product or service to those people that you're trying to offer this to. So this is why really having people to sell to when you launch, if you're trying to launch anything and sell any products online, is obviously the dumbest thing to say, because of course you need people to buy from. But this process actually is the way to do that. Every other process is figure out the product, start just running ads, go directly to sales. And then if you don't get sales, maybe that product isn't good enough. I like to go towards building niche email lists and then run a bunch of products to your list to try to test those out in order to see which works, rather than wasting a bunch of money on ad spend right? Build a list and then send people on that list a bunch of different product offers if you want to do dropship or whatever for your testing. And then you can be able to save a lot of money and be able to build an audience at the same time in your testing. If you ever get to the point of trying to do anything online, selling products where you're testing and you're putting out a bunch of different offers just to try to keep engaging your audience and try to make money. That's how you make money is you just keep putting offers out there for different types of things. If you only have one thing to sell, then you need to figure out how you can offer it in 8 billion different ways. It's as simple as that. So this is why building an email list is people to sell to. And that's what you need when you have a business is people to sell to. You don't need a physical location. You need people to sell to that will come into that physical location. You don't need a you don't need a bunch of flashy websites and all this types of stuff. You just need people to sell to. A website is a way for people to buy from you. Amazon is a way for people to buy from you, right? That's the key important thing is those are just methods. The email list is how you can build relationship. And then social media is how you can extend and show that relationship is real by saying, hey, go over here and look at this thing that we just put up. It's another way of really introducing yourself. And what's really important, I use this analogy many times, I want to make sure I share this with you, but it's if I saw you yesterday at the gym, right? Locally here, I was working out and you were at the gym, right? I'd never seen you before. And then the next day I'm at the grocery store and I see you again at the grocery store. And I'm like, okay, I just saw you yesterday, so I'm not really thinking anything of it because it happens all the time. And then the next day I see you, like I'm driving my car and then I see you walking down the street, let's just say. And I'm like, wow, I've seen this person 3 days in a row. That is pretty unique. There's definitely something interesting. Now it's very much more in my mind. This is the idea of being able to use email lists to connect out to a bunch of people and to have that same thing happen in the internet like it's happening in real life. So let me know if you got any questions about that. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much.